Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Lewi Buch Productions. So, in this one, there's kind of a couple of things that you've not seen before. I don't think you've met this Regal, and you've certainly not met this Regal. We'll start with the most interesting one of the two. This one. This Regal here was my first Regal I got. This was Reliant number 4 in my collection. It's a 1972 Regal 330, and this is the first time it's appeared on the channel because since I really started the channel, this is the first time it's been home. For the last, I think, 2 years now, it's been in the Grampian Transport Museum at Afford, which we'll stick a little photo of it on display in just right now. Yes, so that was it on display in the Grampian Transport Museum. So anyway, you may be wondering, why is it out the museum? Well, the Super Robin, the bright yellow one, is now on display, and it's going to be there possibly for the next year or two. So this gives you the chance now to meet this little Regal. It's totally original. It's a lovely little car. It's even registered in Aberdeen from new chains. It came with all the paperwork and everything. It's a lovely car. But what made this one a bit more special was this actually had a tie to my family that I didn't even know about. For my dad, and I think, well, it was mostly my dad actually, used to tell me that my great-granda used to have a pal that came up to see him, and there was this bluey coloured Reliant he had. But that's all he could remember. He didn't know if it was like the Mark 1 Robin that's hiding in the corner, or the Regal, or anything else. So I was quite surprised when I opened up the owner book and the name at the top was my great-granddad's old pal. So it actually had a connection to the family before I even knew about it. So that was really great to know. So I just noticed my wipers a bit low. But anyway, so later on today I'm going to have a run up to see my great-granda with the old car I used to get a hurl about in, or a run around in. Hurl's I think it's more of a Scottish word. So a run around in. But yeah, so it's a lovely little car. It runs, it drives, it's totally original. It's fantastic, really. I really do like it. So yeah, I said the most interesting one. It is interesting, but I know all you guys are looking at this. The whole time I've been speaking about this Regal here, you've probably been staring at that very, very dusty Regal right next to me. So I won't hang around because I know you want to know about it. This is not, well, we'll just start with this actually first. This is not the car that you got really, really excited about, wondering what my reaction video was. That car I'm away to film its intro to later today. So the one I got excited about was Reliant 13. That's all we're going to call it. It is a Reliant, but it's number 13 in the collection. This Regal is Reliant number 14. Totally unexpected. I just got a phone call last week, was it? Last week, yes. Basically saying there's a Regal if you want it, and if you want it, just come and get it. So 2.5 hour round trip down and 2.5 hour trip back home, and I've got this lovely dusty Regal. So I know it's dust's really appealing, but it has to go, so that's going to be happening in this video. But this video is quite strange because I've actually shot part of it 2 days ago. So I hope I can blend it in quite well. But I'm sure I mentioned that you'd meet this lovely Regal in that video. So we'll see. I'm sure I told you all about this one as well, so I've probably doubled up telling you about it. But it's rather quite exciting. It's been in a shed for about 20 to 30 years, and it's just sat. The previous owner bought it for his mum, and pardon me, and it just really his mum used it to travel a mile in and out of the village she stayed in, and then it broke down one day, and she phoned him up. Oh, it's not working. It just stopped. which, with the question was asked, have you actually put fuel in the car yet? And oh yeah, it'll need that to run. So it didn't actually break down, it just ran out of fuel. But yeah, it got parked up not long after. So it's been off the road since 1985, this Regal. And you may be thinking, oh, it's a Regal, it'll be like the super vans that you've done up before, and its chassis will be rotten and it's going to be all sorts of problems. That's where you'd be kind of wrong. This Regal, I was really surprised when I crawled below it, because I had to get this out of the shed, which I'll put in some photos after this brief segment. You'll see how stuck in the shed it was. All the brakes were seized, so they all had to be stripped. But when I went down to strip the first wheel off to do the brakes, I couldn't believe how clean the chassis is. It's just surface rust on it. There's not any problems majorly that I've went, oh dear. The biggest one so far, and it's a working problem, is the fact the engine's stuck. And I know it's only stuck, it's not totally seized, because all the plugs just came off out the head so easily. And one of them had slight rust in it, so that's the piston, I'm sure it's stuck. So yeah, it's a lovely little Regal. But you'll see more of the inside in the segment, and right now you'll get to see where I took it from, well, where I had to recover it from even, and it arriving up here. So there you are, guys. It is a genuine barn find Reliant, and that really excites me because it's a barn find. Yes, I've gotten restoration projects before, but I don't think I've ever had a barn find one. The Robin van, you could maybe class it as a barn find, but this is so exciting. I really like this, and the Robin van, just so you know, it is making progress. I'm going away to collect a new kingpin for it later today. So I've not forgotten about it, but yeah, I really like this one. But I really want to know how good or bad the paintwork is, and at the moment we can't tell that because it is filthy with years and years of dust. So, what we're away to find out is how clean is it. So I'm going to go and get some soapy water in a bucket and get a sponge and a brush. The pressure washer's sitting over there, so I just need to put the power onto it. And then we'll go and see just how good is the, I forgot to tell you what kind it is actually, just how good is the Regal 325 Super. Now just to show you where this fits in, the 330 replaced the Super and the Deluxe 325s. The Deluxe one would have probably went on to be the 21E. But what came before this was the 325 we saved from Shetland. So it's quite a nice little collection, and I can't wait to get the photo of the three of them together, along with the side valve, which was a predecessor to the 325. So yeah, but anyway, I'm going to go and get some water and soap and water, and let's see how this thing turns out. So guys, pressure washer is out, soapy water is out. I think there's only one thing missing from this now, and that's really to pick up, well, this lance, and I guess say goodbye to the dust. This might be slightly loud on the microphone, by the way, but I can't actually help it too much with this one. I'll try and alter it in the video. Feels kind of sad to get rid of this dust. Can we not just lacquer it on? Only joking. That's actually not too bad so far. There's a lot of paint flaking off this wing though, it's got a fair bang with something. So what I'm doing is wetting all the dirt first to kind of loosen it. And then once we've got the dirt loose, I'll get the brush. Well, I won't get the brush, I'll use the sponge in this one. And we'll give it a good clean. Although to me it's looking like it would be a full paint job car now, because the more I clean it, the more I'm finding already. Which isn't a problem. It's almost raining paint here now. So I can possibly definitely say it will need painted, because there's paint flaking off everywhere. So that's not a big problem though, because for once I would be quite happy with painting this one, and it'll look quite nice all painted up in its original green, which I believe is greenstone, same as what the Trotter's van was originally. Now, it's always good to remember as well, make sure your windows are right up, like that one. So, I guess the next thing is get a sponge and go over it. Let's see what it turns out like, because I am quite curious. Again, maybe this sponge isn't enough. We might have to go and get my scouring one again, because I think that's a bit. We'll try it. We'll give the front a clean with a sponge and see what it turns out like. There's dirt coming off of it, but I think there's more dirt than what I'm getting off of it, if that makes sense. And I did actually buy scouring sponges for doing this. I just stupidly left them inside this morning. I think we will. I'm probably going to go in and get the sponges just so I can get it cleaned as well as I can. And saves doing the job twice. We'll pressure wash this bit anyway that we've just done and see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm going to get the scouring sponges, so I'll be right back, guys. I've got a scouring sponge. Now, there are smooth scouring sponges, because I had to do this with a scimitar. And is it working? Kind of. In fact, no, that is working. That's definitely working. I'm more happier now. Oops, dropped the sponge into the water. So I'll just do the front and then I'll stick it on time lapse to do the rest, because I can see this taking a long time. And as much as I'm sure you guys would love to listen and watch me wash a car for several hours, it would take ages to upload it to YouTube. So through the magic of time lapse, we will get this car washed in a lot less time. Well, for you guys it'll be washed a lot less time. For me it'll be probably a good half day scrubbing Regal, which I'm not complaining about because I quite like it. It's one of those jobs, it's very rewarding. So I'll just give that a It's actually quite nice to scrub one of these. Must be paint coming off somewhere. We'll do the front end, like I say, and after we've done the front end, I will set about working and cleaning it all on time lapse, because it will take ages to do. There's no messing around there. To do this right and get it as clean as I can, it'll be most of the morning. Although, thankfully, you guys will get to see the inside done, and I don't have to do that today since it was done 2 days ago. It's quite almost challenging when you clean a car like this. Obviously, I'm really happy with it because I didn't actually have to. Well, so far, I'll put it this way: the best way of putting it, so far, the total bill for this Regal is 25 quid, which was not too bad, really. So, I'm not complaining about the condition of it at all. In fact, I'm really, really happy with the condition of it. And I hope you guys enjoy meeting Reliant number 13, because I'll have to film that today as well, which means I have to go and get it out the shed. Which is going to be very interesting because I've currently got an engine in front of it. But we'll sort it out. Later on I'll get everything in place, sitting out and get another film done, and that'll be probably next week's video. Or this week's, depends which one I get done first. No, probably next week's, because I've already told you about this one, another one, so yeah. I'll sort that out. Right, I think that's ready for us to have a go with the pressure washer again. Well, maybe I'll do the whole front end. We'll get a right transformation that way. That's the worst with built-in dirt. It's always engraved into the paint. It just takes ages to clean. But it's so much worth it when you get it done right. Especially when you look at it and you go, ooh, there's colour under below the dirt. That's the best bit. You've got to remember, if this is a full restoration, which it will be, then I've got quite a few vehicles in front of it to get done, including the other 325, the Mark V, the super van that's just waiting to come back from paint. So there's a lot of things to get done before we could even tackle this Regal, really. It's still quite dirty, I've just realised. But I think that's just going to be the paintwork of it. But that's not a problem. It's cleaner, and that's a good thing. It means I don't need to put my boil suit on every time I come out to the shed to look at it. It is cleaning up slowly. It could actually clean all back to the original green if I get a right go at it. Ooh, that chrome's good. I just found some good chrome. That's better. Something shiny. It's nothing like a bit of shiny bits to kind of make you, ooh, something good. It's all good actually, but you know what I mean. It's just shiny stuff. You think, oh, that looks nice. It's shining again for the first time in, oh God knows how many years. That's a cold wind that just picked up just now. See, this car was outside for a while before it got garaged, so I imagine that's where all this grime's appeared from. Right, we'll do the window as well, because the window's quite filthy. And because we've done the inside already, this should transform the look of it. Wiper blade falling off. And I'm sure some of you are looking at the camera going, why have you not done the roof first? And don't worry guys, I'm thinking the same. But it doesn't matter, we'll clean it all and take it from there. Let's see if the scouring did any difference to the front end then. It's not too bad, there's a few bits. Looks like I've missed a bit here actually. I think the more I clean it, the more it's going to just transform. There's still dirt built into the implement paint, but we'll tackle it again. I'm sure, I can't remember what I was told, there was some concoction of stuff last time I was told about that would help clean really bad messy paint jobs, but I can't remember it. Because it was all discussed after the scimitar, and that's about a year ago now. And yes, it is about a year since, well, it's over a year since we washed the scimitar. I'm just more fascinated, I can see in the window again. Again? For the first time even. But anyway guys, I'm going to stick this on time lapse because it will take ages to do. And I'll bring us back once it's clean. Oh look, water's running off there. Where's that coming from? Oh, it's running down and off. Yeah, it's a lovely little car. I'll go and get it cleaned and I'll bring you back once it's done. There's a clean Regal here. I have to admit, I thought it might be better below the dust, but I'm not actually that disappointed by it. It's actually quite good. Yeah, it's got paint coming off it. Yeah, it's got bits on it that need repaired. But it's a lovely little car. And just think, when this is all back in greenstone with a stripe bin side of it again and a two-tone roof, I think that'll be quite an eye-catching car. Yeah, there's some dirt still on it. That's just totally baked into the paint, and it'll come off with scrubbing ages and ages, but I'm not going to, because it will need repainted at some point. So yeah guys, it's clean. But anyway, now it's on to the interior. So let's jump back 2 days from now and see how messy it was and how it turns out. Right guys, so you've joined me, what's this? This will be about 2 or 3 days prior to the first video. The first part of this video that you've just finished watching. And yes, we are in the workshop still. And yes, the Regal is still filthy. But, I'll try not to dazzle you for a minute. I'm away to clean up the inside of this car and see what we've actually got. So, let's have a look and see what's inside it. I'll put my torch down away so it doesn't dazzle the camera the same. We've got a replacement condenser packet, which is rubbish. A bit of plant. Up in the dash we've got a couple of screws. Definitely knackered. I don't know what that is, but it looks quirky, so we'll keep a hold of it. We've got a knackered... Oh, that's a thing for taking out... It's an old... Yeah. It's for taking out valve stem seals, that valve seal. Yeah, valve stem... tyre valves even. I knew we'd get there in the end. That's the screw for that. I'm just going to make sure I haven't chucked out any screws that I should have not chucked out there. No, we're good. I've not chucked anything out we shouldn't have chucked out. Right. Now, we'll go onto the floor first. What we have here is a Isopan fiberglass repair kit. It's full of weeds, but there's a nice bit of fiberglass in it, so that'll be useful. I'm not touching the tax. There's a lot of tax discs in there actually. I might look into that later. Right. So I'll take my bag and put it out here. There's a little box of stuff here as well. I have browsed through this a few times. There is an escort badge, a winder, some very, very rusty spark plugs, and some bolts. So the bolts are skip, so the spark plugs. I've got a few of these pockets, empty Ford pockets for some reason. I just want to check there's nothing in these. Yeah, they're totally empty. So all these empty pockets can just go in the bin. We've got a top of a mastic tube, so that's bin. That's bin. More bolts. Another empty pocket. I know this is technically not cleaning the car out, this is cleaning out a tub that's inside the car, but it still needs to be done. I don't know what that is, but it could be useful, that kind of bit of steel. So we'll take rid of that. All that bolt's gone. What I think I should do is I'm going to get a tub and put all the brake bits in it. Ooh. Out. It's a great thing to get in and out of this car. Tubs are at the other end of the garage, so if you give me a little minute, I'll just go and collect something that's substantial enough to put my brake shoes in. In fact, I've got two things now that are substantial enough. So, what I'll do is use one of. Ooh, we'll have to check the door card as well. Right. Now, that's ignition bits, so we're not going to touch those. We'll just move them down there, out of the way. Spark plugs, we will put them in with the Escort bits, I think. Will we? Yes, we will. That's a battery sticker. And I'm not really worried about moving that. We'll move that somewhere else in a minute. Oh! Let me see if you can see what I'm doing in the front. That'd be a good start, wouldn't it? Instead of just seeing a head moving about. We'll try that. It's not easy when you're doing this filming malarkey yourself. Right. Oh. Now. Ooh, a big spinner. I'll be evicting you soon. Right, so that's back brake, back brake, back brake, back brakes, front brakes. There's a reason I took two containers. Front brake stuff. So that can go in there. There's the missing spring and the other bit. That can go below there. I'll go and quickly have a look. I do not know where that spider went to. So I'll be keeping an eye out for a spider jumping out also at me. Right, so that's that brakes. They can go in there. We've got all those brakes, so they can go in there. We can close. Oh no, we can't. We've got all these springs and that, bits and pieces as well. So that's 1, 2, and then we've got 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's everything for that one. These are to do with the panel, so we'll leave these somewhere safe, probably still in here. We'll take these screws out here as well, put them up there, because it's handy to have them somewhere safe. Right, we've gotten those two sorted out. Now we need to try and get into that door to have a right clean out. I'll have to get something that's good for scraping in the doors. I was going to use this brush, but it's actually full of fiberglass resin and no use at all. So what I need to do is get a brush to pull the rubbish along the door so I can pull it out, and we'll see what's all buried in the door of the abandoned 325 Super Regal. This looks... I've got a brush here, I'm not wanting to use it. That'll do. Right. One of my brushes I use for cleaning oily stuff, and I didn't want to use it on the car. Mainly because it'll make things messier than I don't want them to be. Right. Right, so there's a hardener, and I thought this was super glue. I've only just realised it's isopan. Ooh! I bet that was caught on camera. We're not doing a slow motion rerun of that. Right. That in the bin. So I'm just taking all the... I mean, I'm going to get the hoover obviously to this as well. This is just getting rid of the big stuff. Because that way it's a lot easier to work on. Right, this is the straps for the seat base, so I can only suggest that the seats fall to bits. Which, when I look below it, it is quickly confirmed. So, to get the seats out in these, you have to just unbolt. I think it's one. Yeah, there's just one thing to unbolt in these. I'm trying to get seat belts unwound as well. So seat belts are interesting actually. I've never seen a seat belt like that. It just says lift. I don't actually know how that works. I'm quite curious now. Where's a seat belt so we can have a look? Will be a minute before we get into that seat belt actually, by the looks of that. Let's get rid of that. Just checking there's nothing going to drop down on my head. Right, I don't know what this was, a Unipart sun visor maybe? Sun strip? Not really excited about that at all. Here we go, I've got a... oh no, that's for that side. Right. This looks like it's been knotted around the seat. Oh, I found it. I found the back of it. Put that down. And this, there we go. We've discovered there's something else in there. I think it's a cigarette. Right, so that seat belts must... these are strange. So you put your seatbelt on like that, is it? No, surely not. Oh, like that, look. So it's a slide through buckle and then... well, that's interesting. Never seen a belt like that before. Right. In the back we have got another Ford bag with another pair of bolts in it. Not interested in them. A bit of cord. Another one of those things. Pass, possibly sun. Fog lamp bits. Another Champion spark plug. Put that up on the back seat for the moment. Oh, there's a... what's that? A cap off a brake. That's actually going to be useful enough. We'll keep a hold of that. So that's that one. Then we're into this other board. So leave that there. Leave that there. That clip is off the seat, so we need to make sure that doesn't get lost. Right. We will go to the driver's side and have a nosy in there, I think. It's a right wobbly kind of seat. To get this to bits though, it's a lot more work than I would like to do tonight. Plus, I'm not touching this until I've washed it. This is me just playing around with it in an evening after I finish work. Right, we'll go to the driver's side, clean out it. I guess we'll give the dash a clean, see what it comes up like. Right, I'll join you around at the other side in a minute. Right guys, so the car is hoovered, all the loose stuff is gone. I'm quite happy with it actually, it's turning out quite well. So now that the hoovering's done, we've been left with this lovely powdery, it'll be hard for you to see it, but it's almost mould kind of residue. It's not mould, but it's similar. So what I'm going to do is, I've got some interior cleaner here, and hopefully you can see past me. Get that mat out of the road because that's not been touched. I'll just give that a spray. Whole corner, and I guess we'll see what it does. What it's actually doing is quite a lot. We've got a pretty distinctive line appearing where the dirt is. Now I'd love to swap sides and show you, but unfortunately, being right-handed, this is the easiest way for me to do it. And I don't have a GoPro yet. So bear with me and you will see the finished result quite soon. Even I'm surprised at this actually. I wasn't expecting it to come up as clean. The cloth is filthy. Now I'm spraying plenty of this on because I've got tons of it here anyway. So that's why I'm not too worried about using it up. So I'm basically just scrubbing the passenger side rear bit of the seat to get it clean first. And then we'll move on to the next bit. That is black. Really dirty. I wasn't expecting it to be as messy. I might actually have to get two cloths. Oh, someone's painted the back corners of this car because I see where the primer is now. So, oh wow, that is clean. It must have worn through in the armrest because it's been repainted. I'm quite surprised at the moment. This is a lot cleaner than I was thinking this car would turn out like. that cloth into there. Right, I'll see if I can push the seat forward and you'll get a better look. Get this one done. Unfortunately, it must have been painted with this panels in place because I can see the white glistening through the primer. I can only imagine it's the same primer that's on the boot. Right, let's look at it a little better. I'll try and get the very bottom corner here now. I'm actually getting a heat up doing this. I wasn't expecting to be get this warm. I can see me going over this a couple of times because there's more dirt comes off each time you pass it. So I'll try this bit where the seatbelt is. That's coming up great. A lot better than I was actually thinking it would. Oh, look at the state of the cloth. Right, we've got a clean bit. We'll try this rear panel. I'd quite like to keep a clean one for the roof. This is amazing me, this. It's just cleaning up brilliantly. So that's that. Right, I'll turn round and try and do this side. Although I'm nearly sitting on the bit I have to clean now. So, that'll do. I'll just leave the light on. I'm unzipping this because I'm absolutely roasting. So, I don't know how much I'll be telling you about this car in the first part before we've introduced it and give it a wash. But I'll just complete it again, so you might get a repeat of this. It's a 1968 Reliant Regal 325 Super. Now, the Super Robin, totally wrong model there. The Regal 325 Super actually replaced the 325 Slappy Regal, which is a similar, well, which is similar? It is the model we saved from Shetland. It was sitting as part of the Bressay countryside for many years. So this model came out mid-60s, I believe it was, and it was the redesigned version of the Slappy Regal, redesigned by Ogle Design, same guys that wrote the Scimitar and the Bond Bug and all that, you know, obviously Mark 1 Robin as well actually. So they redesigned the front and back ends of this car, and it got redesigned, relaunched as the Super. So this was the Super Regal. Which, yeah, they're nice little cars. They look very similar to a 330 though. Apart from, they've got a spotlight individually at the front next to the indicator. If you look at a 330 Regal, which I'll splice one in somewhere at the end of this video. I would do it now, but I have to get off of here to restart the camera, so it's not a good idea. Well, I mean, I can restart it from this button, but it's not. I wouldn't know if it was actually working or not. Oh, I found the first bubble of rust, so that's possibly there's a little bit of rust maybe just above the rear of the chassis. It's just ballooned my. That should be okay though. That's nothing that's made me go, oh dear, that's going to be problematic and all sorts. It's just a simple little bit of rust. I'm even getting the rubbers to clean up. This is blooming amazing. I'm really liking this. My cloths were not though, it's nearly completely filthy. I can just see every time I come near the headlining cloth with filthy cloth, it's like, no, don't you touch me with that. I'm a clean headlining, I don't want to be messed up with mouldy, rubbery stuff. I really am impressed with this. Right. So, we'll give this side a clean. We'll probably do it before we jump to the front. We'll give the rear seat a clean as well. Oh, will we? No, I think we'll do the dashboard and then we'll come back to the rear seat. I know you can't really see what I'm cleaning just now, but all I'm doing is the exact same as we did at the other side. Just giving the armrest area a good scrub down, good soak with cleaner, and basically getting rid of all the grime that's built up on it from sitting in its resting place for the last 20 to 30 odd year. I will turn light up to the lesser beam. It's difficult for me to see, but hopefully it won't dazzle you guys watching the video. So, yeah, but anyway, this is the 325 Super then. So it's a bit interesting. I was quite excited to get this car. I'll obviously tell you about well, I've already told you even about how I got it in the opening to the video before we give it before we gave it a good wash. Ooh. One thing that I've decided is it's not comfy to sit in one of these when you're trying to clean the whole car. But anyway, I'm really happy I got it. I was over the moon when I got offered the chance of a Regal actually, because I really do like them. I like the underdog of the super vans. Everyone thinks, oh, I want a Reliant, I'll get a, what they would call, well, I guess when everyone thinks I'll get a Reliant, they don't even think that, they think, oh, I'll get a Robin Reliant, the non-existent one. But no, I'm quite happy to have gotten my Regal, because it's really nice. I mean, when I say really nice, I mean really, really nice. I mean, they're lovely little cars. Right, that's that one. So I'll reposition you guys and you can join me in the front instead of the back of the Regal. Right guys, so I've literally jumped out. Am I sitting on something? No, I'm just sitting on the bar of the seat because it's collapsed. So I've literally jumped out the car, turned around the camera and lost my jacket because it was absolutely boiling. So we're now looking at the dashboard of the 325. Similar to the 330. In fact, it's identical to the Free Ferry, apart from it's got a red badge in the middle. This little badge. Oh, that was so satisfying to do. I am really happy I did that. That was really satisfying. It totally changed colour. I did not expect that. That looks awesome. I'm really happy. I've probably dazzled you there, but... Right, let's give this dash a good soak. Because originally it would have been black vinyl on here. Now yes, I am going up the pillars as well, because it needs to be done up the pillars. Right, let's see what this does. Well, what I can tell straight away is someone's been patching the dash on it, because I've primer around here as well, which is promptly coming off because it's never been keyed, thankfully. So I'm really happy with that. The Speedo is like new, apart from some primer on it. Let's just get rid of that flaky rust. That's the best thing to do with that. It may seem aggressive or slightly tough love kind of idea, but it is. Close our ashtray. More primer bin here. Right. That's that one. Now this is the little bit for you to try and clean between the... That's not too bad actually. Wasn't too much of a struggle to clean there. This one's had some primer painted on it again, so this could be a slightly problematic to clean, but we'll manage something. I don't know why all the switches are on. It's got an extra gauge been stuck in there for some reason, which is not too worrying me. Right, we'll just try this. This is probably not going to work. Well, it's cleaned it a bit. That's always a good thing as well. Right, I found oh, there's been a tray or something stuck on here, because you can see the Velcro left over from it. As ever, this is a really comfortable Reliant to stretch across. Not. They are not the best to actually lean across and do this kind of work, because they have so much bits to get in the way, like the gear stick that jabs you every time you move. Oh, that came up so good. I hope I'm not just looking at this as with rose tinted spectacles, because I feel like I've made a massive difference tonight for all the time I've been cleaning. I mean, obviously the other thing is, you guys, I want to hear what you think about this car, because one of the things I'm thinking about, and I won't know until Saturday, which is the day I'm washing this, and you guys will be seeing this being washed, is I don't know if it's going to need to be painted. At the moment, I'm 50-50 if it'll get away with a good clean. I've noticed obviously the back end needs painted again because it's horrible. That's going to be cleaned in a minute. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. That's just filthy. That's just totally filthy. I'll probably have to get a new cloth to do these bits. But it's a start. And it looks better already. It looks clean and nice. It even just looks altogether a nicer place to be. Right, we're not doing any more of the centre console because we don't need to. It'll be stopped there just now. But this door is the next one on my to-do list. So you guys will get a front row seat to me cleaning the door. Once I disconnect this. Right, there we go. Front row seat to the door being cleaned. And this time you won't have me in the way. So, we'll just use the same. Will we use the same? Yes, we will. We'll go over it again later if need be. There we go, guys. I think this is greenstone actually, this car, which is coincidentally the original colour of my trotter's van. So saving this car in its original colour feels like a good thing to do since I trotterised the first colour I had in that style. Look at how clean it's come up. I'm sure I'm just a bit mesmerised at this at the moment. It's probably not as good as I'm thinking. But for the moment, I'm just going to live in the land of that's amazing kind of look. So remember and comment on the video, guys, by the way, because I also love reading your comments, and I hope you enjoy meeting Reliant number 14. Unfortunately, I haven't met 13 yet. 13 is just sitting right there. And that's the video that I had a short reaction to. So, I don't think anyone's guessed what it is yet, from what I remember. But 14 will be unveiled. No, 13. I'm working on 14 is a Regal. 13 will be unveiled to you in the very near future. Because if it hadn't been for me having to go and get this lovely Regal, I would have been unveiling 14 to you. Oh, I'm just loving this. This just looks so good. Someone's painted the door with primer, that's why it's all funny coloured. Oh, this is a lovely little car. It's just such a lovely little motor. Ah, I see what's missing now. There's a screw over there. There should be a little metal plate here. I will look into that later. So I also need to take that off to get a lock for the what do you call it? Get a lock for the door. There's pop rivets in there, and I don't think there should be pop rivets in that. In fact, there's pop rivets there as well. I'm pretty sure that should be screwed on. I'm gonna have a quick look. Oh no, it's pop rivets to that side. That's interesting. Right. So done that. The other door is just exactly the same, so I'll do that off camera. And I think I'll do the headline off camera because it's going to take me a while and it's a lot of bouncing back and forth. So yeah, I'll give you some videos or photos after the headline's done. But yeah, hopefully this will be Saturday now again. And it'll be time for you guys to see what the Regal looks like in the daylight. Alongside another little surprise I have lined up for you, which is not a new addition, but, well, it's not a new addition to me, but it's a new addition to you guys. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope Saturday's fine, because it would be great to be having nice weather when we're filming this. But we'll see. Anyway, Fast forward to Saturday now. There you go, guys. The inside's like new. Really is astounding how clean it is. I can tell you just by looking at it just now, there's obviously a little drip coming. Oh wait, no, the water was coming from me putting it through the window. So there's actually no leaks. Oh no, wait, no, I found a leak. The windscreen rubber seal has been leaking, but there's a little gap in it right here, I think. Wherever the joint is. It's at the other side, yes. It's at the other side. So yeah, it is coming through because the windscreen seal is gone. But it's a lovely little car. And there's great potential in it. And what I'm going to do before we do anything else is just clean off that water I've had on the dash. And I'll put a temporary seal onto that hole in the rubber. But anyway guys, I guess that's the end of this episode because we've introduced the Regal 325 Super. We've let you meet the 330 that's been here quite some time now. And well, I guess that's it. And I've got another video to film, the intro of number 13. So I'll have to go and push it out. Well, I don't need to push it out because I won't spoil too much. But yeah, I'll need to push this because it's got a seized engine. That's one of the biggest, well, seized, I say stuck, because I think it's just stuck on one piston. So don't need, this one's just a case of a waiting game until hopefully the oil does its job and frees it off. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this episode. If you've enjoyed it, remember and give the video a like. If you want to keep up to date with the 325 Super, or you want to see the 330 feature on the channel some more, then remember and hit subscribe, because there will be a lot happening this next while. This was totally unexpected coming to the channel, by the way. I did not expect to get one of these, so getting one of these has been fantastic. So yeah, we've actually got the complete Regal set up for the 60s now. We've got the 325 Slatty Regal, the 325 Super, which replaced it, and then the 330. But anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed meeting this little Regal 325 Super. If you have, do remember and like the video, and drop me a comment, let me know what you think of it. I know what I think of it, and I think it's absolutely amazing. I love these old Regals, they're just brilliant. And the fact that I've got the replacement of it sitting right next to me is even better. And then the replacement to the 330 behind it, the Robin. And to the other side, of course, we've got the Robin van. It just makes so much sense, and it's so great having these cars together. Especially when you can go, well, this one was the predecessor to the 330, and the biggest difference being it's got a 600 engine, and it's got the side lights as well as the indicator on the front. Then the 330, well, 325, before we jump on it, stood for three-wheelers and 25 horsepower. But then you went from the 325 to the 330, where it basically is the same shell as this, but it's got no side lights on the front. The side lights are built into the headlight, and it's a 700 engine, which gave it 30 horsepower, why it's called a 330. And then you've got the Robin behind it, which replaced them. It just makes so much sense, and it's a great collection to actually be able to look after and show you guys and let you see how great these little cars are. Because as I keep saying to people, they are a very overlooked classic. I gave my pal a shot of this car just the other day. The same night I was told he was looking for one. So that's how lovely these things are. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this, and remember and hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date with everything on this Regal. But for now, I'm going to have a seat and enjoy the moment, I guess. So I guess until next time, we'll see you again.